back, and today we're gonna be working on Lasker, the next world champion, Emmanuel Lasker, and should be some really interesting stuff. Lasker was extremely logical approach, and he was known for his psychology in chess. And famously he said, the best move is not the best move, but the move the opponent most dislikes. And he was the longest world champion. I'm not sure exactly how many, like 27 years maybe. So really extraordinary player in chess history. All right, so we're going to start some games. The first game is going to be interesting game. The second game we'll see today, I think we'll get to 2 games in today's lesson, and the second is very famous. All right, so let's see what we have here. Blackburn versus Lasker. All right. Talk about the colors. We'll talk about how Lasker uses the color ideas. E4. Let's flip the board here. Black is Lasker is black. E4, E5. Okay, dark brick. A little light, a little dark. D4, fighting for the dark squares. Yeah, fighting for the dark squares. And, okay, the downside. What's the downside, though? What's the downside? The queen gets misplaced. The queen comes out. All right, of course, black takes. Joseph Henry Blackburn. Blackburn was a very strong player. This is back in 1892. Okay. Queen takes. And knight c6. Here we are, attacking the queen. All right. What color? We're attacking on dark. So far, so good. And the play is going to be centered around the dark squares. Okay. Queen e3. Queen e3 is a little bit funny. It blocks the bishop, right? It blocks the bishop. Bishop would like to get out. It's kind of hard now. A little clumsy, but the queen is... He's hoping to use the queen as a dark builder. Okay. G6. So what is G6 doing? What's G6 about? G6 is clearly about some dark energy, right? It's about getting the bishop out, oozing dark energy. Okay. Bishop d2. The bishop comes out. And looks like he's trying to castle queenside, maybe helping on the dark squares. Bishop g7. Here we are. Striking on the dark. And knight c3 comes. Blocks. You wonder, what about bishop c3? Interesting, right? Bishop c3. Trade bishops. This is a thought. I think this is a good place. Maybe you guys pause. What would black play here? Should black trade? If he doesn't trade, what should he do? What do you guys think? Okay, I think the answer is that trading would 100% not be good. It just ruins, you know, the dark squares are too valuable. There are weaknesses in the dark. What other option? Pawn f6 is terrible. Seems just terrible. Knight e5 just doesn't seem to work. I don't think it really works. F4, but knight f6. Here's the thing: where you just kind of embarrass the bishop. Like knight f6, and there's no trade, and the bishop is blocking the square, and then you castle, and then you're just looking to maybe take, and then there's tactics everywhere. And you're just gonna get in trouble again. Castle, and then possibly knight takes, ricoché, possibly d5. The bishop is clumsy, so often you have the right intentions. This is a good example. You have the right intentions. White, dark intentions, but push comes to shove, not the way. So intentions are good, but you gotta have the right method too. Fair enough. Knight c3, knight f6. All right. And then what? Oh, let's see. He castles, white castles queenside, black castles kingside. All right. F3. It looks like Blackburn again. Blackburn is a very aggressive player. One of the romantic era. Well, Lasker definitely more the modern. Very savvy positional player. Strategic player. Very strategic. And f3, it looks to me like he's putting pawns on light and then going berserk with the pawns on light and maybe the pieces on dark. Okay. He's trying to buffer up his center. All right, definitely the attack is coming. Attack on the wing should be met by a counter strike in the center. So what does black play? Pause here for a moment, maybe. Black to play. All right, d5, absolutely. d5 is trying to open up, blast open the position. Threatening d4, the dark energies, oozing dark energy queen c5. All right, fair enough. Pawn takes pawn, seems okay. Looks like he's not afraid of the skewer. Discovered attack, I guess. And he just takes. Bishop g5. Blackburn is saying, hey, I'm in. I'm going for the attack. And the dark squares. Lasker is like strict. He doesn't care. He doesn't get queen e8. All right. Queen e8 seems fine. There wasn't too many other options. Bishop block was... You don't want to pin. Pin's not the best. Queen e8. Fair enough. Well, look how he's protecting the pawn. So white decides, let me take the knight. And get the pawn back. Now, again, what happens with the color money? White takes the knight. What color is he? Well, let's see the color money. Again, we're black. We're gaining 500 dark. Okay, gaining 1,000 life of 500, 500. So we're gaining 500 light. We're losing... I'm sorry, we're gaining 500 dark. We're losing 500 light. Is that clear? Again, because the knight is 500 of both. All right. So we're actually losing 500 light. Let's see. So what? Let's see. Let's imagine what's going to happen. We're going to press the stronger color, the dark, with pieces. Again, this is actually a golden bishop. That's going to be at the forefront. But in general, we'll press the dark squares with pieces. Rebuild the weaker color, which is the light squares, with... You guys pause here. How do we finish the sentence? Pawns. With pawns. All right. So we'll see. Black is going to try a pawn c6. We'll see how that happens in the game. This is a kind of cool game. I thought this was really interesting and instructive how Lasker is using the color themes. All right. Knight takes. Attacks the bishop. We have to go back. By the way, it's not. You don't need the bishop in the center. It's just clumsy. The bishop here is the same. And it's safe. All right. It's too important to get it out in the open. Just too valuable. Bishop e5. He's trying to do a pin. He's trying to butcher our knight. By the way, this is as good as any moment to talk about something. We're going to talk today about trading. Lasker, he does what it takes. He's just a practical player, massive practical player. And often trades are the way. And also... We'll see a concrete situation where white is looking to maybe take the knight. It'll be 2 knights versus 2 bishops. It's interesting because 2 knights have the best chance of fighting 2 bishops. A better chance than bishop and knight. 2 knights actually often have a reasonable shot against 2 bishops. And the reason why that's so is because the 2 knights can gang up on either color. And if they gang up, the bishops can never fight back. Let's say the 2 knights gang up on a dark square. The bishops are helpless. If they gang up on a light square, the bishops are helpless. The bishops are wily, 2 colors, harmony, but the knights have that menacing, that long threat, bite to bite. And if they bite hard. All right. Black avoids the butchering of it. He could go bishop here, possibly. A little passive, I suppose. This is a good move. He plays a great move. Maybe you guys pause. How does black get to just a better endgame, force a better endgame, and deal with this annoying pressure? And the answer is queen e5. Queen e5 is really nice. Queen e5, threatening the pawn, trading queens. Again, symbolic of dark. Absolutely, absolutely. Forcing the trade of queens. I suppose he could have played c3, rebuilding. Maybe c3. What about c3, actually? What about c3? Well, maybe you take anyway in knight e5. The knight's not that great. It's interesting. Maybe check, then knight e5. Hard to say. All right. So he plays. He does trade, which is natural. Queen takes. Knight takes. Fine. Knight's in the center. Again, black's up on dark. Two bishops, which is already great harmony. The golden bishop. His only downside is behind on light. Right now, though, look, already he has pre-rebuild on light. He's already set for this exact color money situation. It's nice when you have your pawn set a certain way to trade into that color imbalance. And you make yourself look like a genius. Okay, knight e2. a6, attacking the bishop. Again, but not just attacking the bishop, symbolic of the pawns on light. Why did the pawns want to be on light? Because we're behind in light money. Is that clear? Because the bishop versus knight, we're behind in light money, so we're rebuilding our light. Bishop back. f5. Kind of nice. We don't take. Look how he doesn't take. Often we say, I want the bishop here. No, you have the bishop here. It's actually, if you take, you give him a better chance with the two knights to fight back. Then this exact imbalance is the best imbalance. Two bishops are great against bishop and knight. And it's nice to have a knight as well. It's actually very helpful to have a knight with the bishop here to be a bit of a henchman. We'll see how this knight gets into nooks and crannies that the bishops can really enjoy. There is one square on the board, a dark square, that is the most vulnerable dark square currently. What is that square? If you guys want to pause. The answer is e3. It's a vulnerable square, a vulnerable dark square. Black has his eyes set on that. Let's see how that happens. f5. Knight c3, bishop e6. Very healthy, no problem. Development, get every piece happy. Rook d8, get towards the center, improve the pieces. Knight f4. By the way, knight f4 was, you had to move the king away, otherwise there was a bishop h6 idea, the pin, which would have probably just be winning. All right, knight f4 attacking the bishop. You can't blame him, but the bishop simply goes back. Bishop there. Trying to trade some pieces. Knight c6, rerouting the knight. The knight's in the center, but, you know, it's corralled. The bishop does corral it. Good to know, guys. Bishop versus knight. I think today we're really seeing quite a bit about bishop versus knight dynamics. Two knights versus two bishops. We're touched on that. And yeah, I mean the bishop versus knight in general. When you have a knight, you want the bishop three squares in front of it to limit the knight. That's just a good thing to do. Corralling and then the knight reroutes to more richer pastures, greener pastures. All right, rook takes rook. He trades. Rook takes rook. That's fine. Often can trade a rooks. He says no. I think trading a rooks would limit black's advantage. You like the same way you want bishop here with a knight. Often you're going to want it with a rook. Bishops enjoy rooks. Knights enjoy queens. Knight and queen is better than knight and bishop. I'm sorry. Knight and queen is better than bishop and queen. So queen enjoys a knight are a good combo. Rook and bishop is a good combo. Queen and knight are great. They balance each other. They're so different. And you have long range and short range. It's a good combo. Bishop and rook are very nice harmony. Bishop and knight. I mean, again, bishop and rook are great harmony. Knight and rook are not as good. They just not as smooth. The angle is usually not as smooth. So that's why when you have two bishops, often you're going to keep the rooks. Okay. And trade queens. Okay. Rook e8. Tickling that. By the way, interestingly enough, this was actually attacked. It's defended twice, but it's actually attacked. This is a nice little quiz. We'll pause here for a moment. If it, let's say white does a random move, what would black? Actually, would that work? I think it would. Yeah. What would black do? Black to play. The answer is you have two defenders. 1, 2. First you take, and then you kick the second. And then you just win the bishop. Kind of nice. All right. Bishop back. B5, B4. Okay, it's not even for B4. Again, pawns on light, rebuilding light. Let's see. Knight D3 is trying to get to a square. Bishop D4. You know what black is saying? Saying, hey, This is a good example of golden bishop. If we have a dark golden bishop, we weaken the dark maybe with b5. How do we feel about our weak dark squares? You know what? The answer is we don't care. Usually we don't care. We say dark squares. Are you kidding me? I have the golden bishop. Hokey pokey. Nonsense. The bishop's got to make a statement and say, no, this is a joke. This is my color. The dark weak. Are you kidding me? Dark weak? No. It's the open diagonal. In fact, it's the opposite applies. The dark is it's smooth space for our bishop. Okay, so actually this is a great example of the faith, the believing in our golden bishop. Knight e2, bishop back from afar, looking in. Again, what do we say that knight wants to be there? That square. How do we get the knight here? Well, first he develops king g7. Let's see it. King g7, and then king f6, improving the king, improving the worst piece. We're seeing some cool stuff where there's no rush. Where you're finding the worst piece and improving it, leaning on the position. No rush to win. Not even trying to win. Enjoying. You could feel the savory, him savoring the position. Let's say you want to play chess. The journey is the reward. Build their home. Make a home we'll feel proud of. King c2, and now he's getting his king in, but it doesn't really help. Now e3, how do we get knight e7? Knight back, one step back, two steps forward. Knight d5, tickling the dark squares. That's to be a big square. There aren't that many opportunities. He moves the king away. b4, how do you like them apples? Incredible. If he takes, it's actually incredible because bishop check. If he goes here, he gets forked. If he goes here, he gets forked. Again, really menacing on the dark. If he goes here, let's see. Wait, if he goes, what is it? If he goes here, we go here. He goes here. Check. My goodness, check, take. Is this working? No, I'm hallucinating. Oh my, oh my. Oh my. Well, we go here. Oh my goodness. Check. Alright, guys. This is going to be your homework. This is going to be, you guys can look at this where it's a win. Alright, this is good. Alright, you guys, task. No computer, no engines. Find the win. Alright, fair enough. Alright, knight take. He does take with a knight. Very scary. I don't see the win. You guys will find. Alright, knight takes. Here we go. Knight e3. And they're attacking the bishop. And the rook is on dark. Whenever you see something on dark and you have the golden dark bishop, you're like, hey, imposter. It belongs to us. So how do we win the rook? Nice little tactic. I'm going to pause here for a moment. The answer is knight c4 check. Simple discover check. And you win the rook. You win the exchange. And he mops up pretty nice. Let's see how the game ends. He takes the pawns. Check. Take. Kind of lingers around. g5 gets those pawns, those babies coming. All right, h5. Takes the pawn on dark. Symbolic. Dark. Not a coincidence. Check. And, yeah, why doesn't he go here? Yeah, he just feels he needs the king to help out. He gets the king, but he loses the pawn. He tries to run his pawn in. He tries, but look at this. So brutal. Where all the time black has been ahead on dark, but now the final blow is on light, where he just dislodges and he breaks him on light. You guys see that? A light brick, where it overruns him on light. Pawns on light became aggressive rebuild, winning a piece. Beautiful moment for black. Bishop here, interesting. Bishop here, what's going on? And, again, the bishop is still protecting. All right, fair enough. He's attacking the rook. And it takes, and it's over. Trades to here. And he resigns. King up. Yeah, he just resigned. So, interesting game where we had a lot of scenarios of color money. We had a quick a bishop versus knight imbalance. Black gained dark. A quick queen trade to solidify that advantage. Not to get into murky waters. We had a lot of pawns rebuilding light. We had a dream. 93. A knight it was. If you get remember, if a knight in the 6th rank, you can go to sleep, and the game will win itself. And knight, how do you know where in the 6th rank? You look for weaknesses, and probably that weakness will be on a color of our color. Okay, will be on our color, which is the dark, and yeah. And again, going back to that position. So this is we'll just scroll for a moment. This is the position where if pawn takes. That's going to be our quiz. Why not pawn takes? And I'll be working on this as well. No computers, guys. Not me, not you. All right. Sounds good. Hope you guys enjoy. I think we're gonna pause. We'll call it a day for today. Next time we'll get to another Lasker game. I'm really excited about the last game we're gonna see versus Capablanca. Extreme color ideas and use of the pawns in special ways. All right. Hope you guys enjoy. Really good being here, and thank you.